Starting it out here, Sims Valley Lake in Missouri. Got the restroom, boat dock, and then there's a boat ramp on the other side over there. Parking lot, signs up there. You got a high wall here, or a levee, and you can hear that. The overflow goes out the other side. I might have to check that out. There's a trail that goes around. I'm gonna pause this and spin the boat a minute. First time here, so I ain't been around it yet, but as I said, that give me a minute. The old kayak. There we go. But the levee goes down the wall there at the trail on the top, and I'd like to check that overflow out. There might be some fish in there too, but beautiful. There's some geese down here. I'll get a better picture of them when we get down there, but there's some Canadian geese. Picnic bench there, or little seat bench, and I don't know if it goes around the whole lake or what yet, but anyway, we'll pan around here. Nice sized little lake. I'm gonna try to paddle around the whole thing. The wife's over there, and I'm gonna pause it while we get moving here for a minute. Whew, I really love my little kayak, but sometimes the tracking in this thing is completely crazy. I got a Pelican. Little Pelican. I've had this thing forever, but it's so lightweight. I can carry it easy. It's just set inside. And my tackle box, that's probably part of the problem, is that I got my over-the-shoulder 511 bag. It's got all my fishing gear in it, crammed into it. And so it might be doing, but I try to keep it in the center. But anyways, and so doing a little, I was going to mention this while we're headed down the side of the lake. I'm just out here having a good time. I love messing around in the water. Yeah, try for a couple bass. I got the old MEPS on there right now, but anyways, I got the old walkie-talkie so we can communicate with the wife back on the dock, just for fun. And it's good. They're pretty good walkie-talkies. They got a couple mile range on it, so plenty of room out here for that. But this is just beautiful, ain't it? Sims Valley Lake by West Plains. And I looked at the reviews. It had a 3.7. I guess they redid something. I don't know what they did. There was a lot of stumps, so I guess they did some kind of renovation here. And I don't know how long ago it even was. I just saw it on the reviews. But anyway, it's a beautiful little spot. Pine forest around the edge. And it looks like the trail goes on around that way, but we'll see when we get around there. I'll look see if there's some spots where people have, come down to the bank to fish and whatnot. But I'm going to skedaddle along this bank, and I'll get back. I'll pause it for a few minutes here and get on down there and cast a few times along the way and see what happens. Oh, I wanted to mention, I seen that. That's what I was going to say. They had crappie, bass, and I think it might have been a pike, or possibly even I think it was a pike that I saw on the one video. And catfish, definitely, they said a good spot for catfish. The water here in this particular lake is a little bit brackish. I don't know if that overflow is all happening over there because of all the rain, or if there's a creek over here somewhere that flows into it. I'll put a link in there and see if I can find a description as usual for it. I know everybody's loving the wildlife, so I figured I better get the geese on there. Get the close-up, got the babies. They're fishing for something too. I don't think it's bluegill, bass, or crappies, but Mom's getting them along. She said, "Get down. There's some weirdo in a boat gawking at us." He got a lot of it right. Oh boy. There's something that keeps coming up to the top. Look at it out there. I don't know if it's a carp or what. Right out there. Try to get that on the video camera. Anyway, something was really coming up, messing with the top of the water right out there. There it is again. it was really swirling the water on the top there like it was an old carp coming around. I don't know what time here in the Ozark Mountains that the carp begin spawning or whatever. I know they're carp everywhere. I guess I wouldn't be doing my job as a videographer here if I wouldn't get the geese on the water. So Mama's got them in there. She's like, we are getting out of here. There's some other people that just came too. So she's going for broke, man. Got the 4 babies in the front. Dad's pulling up the... Uh-oh, there's some more babies too with him, look. There's 2 more in the back. Rear guards. The trail does come all the way around the side. I saw it one other place, and you can see it's come all the way down this back side of the bank. Right down here, there's an open spot to come out. Well, I made it all the way down that back side. The geese were past the boat. There's some haulers out there in a boat fishing. And that spot with the rock right out in front of them. So that's a pretty good little clip around the whole bank from the dock all the way down that side. And that looks like it was it. I didn't see any other trail spin around here. I don't see any other trail around the rest of that side so far, but I'm gonna go back up in there and see if that's a creek coming out, go across the moss and back in there, and I'm gonna work back and see if there's any open holes. That looks like a real good spot right out in there. The open hole gets some nice bluegills out of there, but we'll give her a shot. You know, I'll work my way around the bank, and then actually there's on the other side there's another loop back in there. I'm gonna go back around that before I head back to the dock. But yeah, I'm gonna pause it for a little while, and when I get back in there, we'll see what's back there. If nothing else, I'll come out by one of these stumps that's right there in front. What's that? There we go. And tie off to it on the side. I'm gonna show you what I do. I just take this piece right here, a 550 cord, and I'll tie it. I tie it onto my seat strap and tie right under there, and it holds you still, even in the wind. So I'm gonna give that a gander and go back up in there a minute. I love going across this, all this milfoil and moss and lily pads, whatever that grass is. I don't see actually. Well, I guess they're miniature little lily pads just starting out. Little, I guess maybe, I don't really know what none of that is. Maybe you guys know. It's got little heads sticking out of there. But anyway, there is a few stumps in that up in here. I hit it, bounced a couple of them off the bottom, but I mean, in the kayak you just kind of bounce off of them and go by them. But I was coming up, there's a open spot right here. I thought there might be a creek, and there was a house right back there actually. I saw 2 of them, or a house and a shed anyway, and a dog barking at me. So I think that's private property. It must stop back up there then. But this is a pretty good little hole. If I get up in there into that, by the edge of that water grass and cast back out up into here, I think there might be some bluegills or some crappie up in there. But it's really pretty. I was hoping that back in there was a creek coming in right there somewhere, but anyway, it looks good over here too, though. I might try over by them reeds. Just beautiful, ain't it? Before I put it down, I don't know, I think I might save the video until I get all around the edge here. I don't want to run all the battery out of my phone. But anyways, I was a little bit low on power on the battery today, but update on the paddle. I told you last video, I haven't actually uploaded them yet, but I'm going to upload them. It'll be the ones from the spring we went to, Berrien Spring or Berrien. I don't even remember the name of it. We've been to so many cool places. There's so many awesome places around West Plains. It just blows my mind within not too far of a radius. But anyway, I was in the creek, and I used my paddle, and I learned my lesson because I always use it to kind of push me forward up out of the rocks. So when I stand up, I can stand up and not get my feet wet. for the most part, unless it's warmer outside. But anyway, when I did that, my paddle popped in the center and it broke, and I thought, man, I got to get a new paddle. But as you can see, it's not that bad. It's that one. You can see the glue on it. If you look quite carefully, you'll see the glue marks. But that center chunk, actually, if you look up real close, you can see the center piece there, about 4.5, 5 inches, and about a little over a 1/4 inch wide, popped out and snapped. And so I took and spread the paddle apart, popped it back in there, put Gorilla Glue on it before I did it. Had to clean my hands off, mind you, but I got it in there quickly without sticking my hands to it. And then went over it with 2 coats on both sides, actually. And it's working perfect, so I'm not going to stand up with it anymore and push like that anymore on it. But that was a pretty, it didn't crack all the way in two. It just popped that center chunk, which was really crazy. But anyways, fixed it. And I love this paddle. It's a 2-piece paddle. Comes apart here. You can actually move it one side or other if you want one of your paddles tilted besides the other, or you can use it as a 1 piece if you could pull it all the way apart. But anyway, just a little small update there. And for some reason, I'm going to try this walkie-talkie again, but I think it had its limit there. I thought it was further than that. It said a couple mile range or something, but I don't even know that that's a 1/4 mile back over to her over there. I'm going to try it again and see what happens here in a minute. I made it on over here to the far side. Got me a stump here, and I'm going to tie off to this. And I'll just set right here.
No warning shots are possible 1.
Let me answer my wife back. I was wrong. The walkie-talkie does reach perfectly fine. There was a bunch of people up there. And so anyways, we got our code names and stuff, man. Laugh if you want. It's all good. We're having a good time with it. But anyway, I'm going to anchor up to this and try for some bluegill. And I'll add in the comments and let you know around the corner here. Like I said, it goes back here too. I don't know that there was a creek into it, but it seems there was quite a lot of overflow, but we have got a lot of rain here lately across Missouri, where we're at here in southern Missouri. But I don't know if there's a lake flowing into that left-hand side or not, but if there is, I'll put something in the description or in the comments whenever I post the video later, as I try to. But I'm going to cast right out of here. I'm at the whole back of the lake on this side, and there's no foot traffic back here, and not even any spots on the bank where I see where anybody's came down here or anything, neither. To me, it doesn't look like. So I'm going to try out here and see if I can get a hold of something. If I do, I'll share some of those pictures in the comments too. And I might pause it and wait just a few minutes, but I'm always saying that kind of stuff, ain't I? But my battery's down to about 50%, so I'll pause it for a few minutes until I get hooked up with a worm and give her a try here, and just to let you know something else about it. Hey man, what a beautiful sunshiny day. I've been sitting here for a few minutes now, and like I said, I love that. That's 550 paracord, and I just got a loop in there. I wrapped it around, tie it off to my seat right there. A couple double overhand knots, holds me perfect. And the wind's even, you can see the water. Pretty good little wind clipping along here, but it holds you nice and steady. Got the bobber out there in front of us. I'm only set a couple foot deep. I know it's pretty deep here, but you see those weeds that are underneath the edge of the water? I don't know, milfoil, whatever it is. That stuff's grass is reaching up from the bottom, so it's kind of poking at your worm. Meaning, not able to go as deep as I wanted to, but them old stump knockers, bluegills, the red ears, sunfish, pumpkin seeds, whatever you want to call them, even the warmouse and all those different ones. You can about find those in almost any water, I think. Minus salt water, obviously. But I'll find them sooner or later. The old vultures are circling today, hanging all around the edge. I know there's a farm over there, or people anyway, and dogs. I heard something, so who knows. Them dirty old birds. Beautiful out here. Peaceful. Don't worry, I got my eye on the baba. I'm gonna pause it again for a little bit. I threw a pretty good clip out there in front of us. But while we're doing that, while waiting on a bite, I got the old Fluger spin cast there. I love that. It's got the reverse button on the back of it there. You can flip the bail reverse either ways. I love it with the ugly stick. And today I brought this baby with me. I love this little rod. Forgive the camera there. I got a little Zebco Splash single handle. I love this little reel. Regular, and it came as a combo. It's the name of the reel too. I'm probably going to save it forever. I love this green little combo. The tip of it actually broke on me, but I still love it. And of course I got a catfish right at the house. Zebco 404. I love that with bait alert on it, and something mud master or something. My good friend gave me the rod. It's a catfishing rod, but I think we're gonna try. We found a cat. There's actually a pay catfishing. I think they said $2.65 a pound here in West Plains. And you call the number. It's a website's on there, and they're allowing people to still come and do that. You pay $2.65 a pound for whatever. But anyway, we might try for catfish here later on this evening or something. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm going to hang on to this. I'm trying a few more minutes here for the blue here, and if I don't get a bite back here, I'm going to go around the corner and show you that, guys, the other part of the lake there, and then end the video. I decided that's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm waiting about 2 more minutes or so to see if I get a bite from that bobber over there. I came up with an idea while I was sitting here, because I like to bring both of my rods, and I fold them in half, and I've showed you guys this paracord slide before. I wrap it around. Give me a minute, because I'm going to do it part way and then show you. Like that, to hold the 2 pieces to pull together. Then this slide here, all that knotted up, it slides down, and it holds against it. It holds the 2 pieces together, believe it or not, once you slide that, and it won't come apart. If I could get the video set still at home sometime, maybe I'll do a video on making one of those. And they come in handy for everything. I use them to hold all kinds of stuff. My tackle box, it's got all my smaller jigs and stuff in it. I hold it to hold it so it don't end up pop open by accident in there and whatnot. Anyway, I came up with this idea while I was sitting here to hold my rods above. I was going to drill a hole right here in the inside part, straight down, to let the butt of the rod then fit down like that. But then I thought, man, that's going to be in the way of my legs a little bit. I was going to do one on each corner. And so I put a keel guard on the back of here from where I drug this. It was moving a little bit. I need to make one for the front too, but I put it on the back from where I'd move it. I made out of PVC pipe, and I laid it on a brick, and I cut it in half, and then I heated it up with my blowtorch. You can use a heat gun, which doesn't, so it doesn't turn black, but I'm not worried about that. I hit it and got it to melt a little, or not melt, but like turn elastic or whatever you want to call that. Then I put my foot on it and held it down, and I did that a couple times. You can put a brick on it or whatever you want to hold that. And then I put a keel guard on it. Well, I was thinking I got that extra pipe at the house. I'm gonna cut 2 pieces for here and cut it at an angle where it tilts forward, 40, probably maybe not quite a 45 or something on the front. We'll figure it out when I get to the house. But then cut up, I come up with 3 places, just like a good ½ inch probably. Cut up and around the pipe in 3 places, and then bend it out, and then cut that other part off, and have little tabs on there, and then use that heat on there to bend that up, and then once it cools, it'll be flush. You understand, like this, sideways. Then the pipe's up, drill 3 holes through it, put 3 little bolts through there, just small ones. That was just an idea I had while I was sitting there. And then I could just drop my rod down inside of it, and once I get on the water, I get it set up at the lake and everything, and then just set them in there. And then they'll be, I'm gonna get that up in there, be kind of setting up like that, one on each side. And then when I'm using the other one, obviously it's out of the way. And so I was sitting here thinking of brainstorming that. I'm gonna try that one now, I do believe. Anyways, I haven't even got a bite out here. And even usually when you're drawing a little bit, they ain't bothering the bluegill too much. But it's the middle of the day too, so you never know. Every lake's different. It's 4:52 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle around the corner. Do a little bit of that, and I'll put it on video, and then we'll move on with our day. Nothing on this one. I gotta get to the corner yet up there. Gentleman over there fishing in the boat. I haven't seen them catch anything yet either. But like I said, it's the middle of the day. Amen. And we have wildlife. This looks like a duck with some babies. You could probably see it better than I can. I got the glare in my eye. But anyway, wanted to get that on video. That's pretty neat. Following close to Mom, leading the way. That's the way we got to do with Jesus. We got to stay close to the King. Right on. Let him lead the way, you know. Let me get lined out and we'll check out this back. Spin around here. Back around the front now there, finally there's the dock over there. And then here's the back. I'll go all the way down to this far end and see what we got down here. And I'm gonna try for some bass up that far edge over there on the way back. And maybe go over by that, where we started, over to the very beginning over there by that empty out. See if I can't catch some bluegill. Sometimes you'll buy those in concrete impediments. Right in there, the other fish hang out there by those, but we'll see. Tell you what, you think I'd catch one on that old Meps. I took the skirt off of it. It's an old Meps, I think it's, yeah, number 3, Glia. I took the skirt off of it to try to catch some trout on it. Just trying a different trout, but I've caught some really nice, get this boat turned down, sorry, bass on it with the skirt on there. It's a squirrel tail skirt, and I usually a number 4 in southern Illinois, but I caught many bass on, in fact. But so far here, I don't know, this is, you can see the water's kind of brackish here in this pond. It's a brackish, darker color, so if we can figure out the bait, we'll be on to them. But I haven't caught anything for this video, but just some beautiful scenery. Hope you enjoyed it. If you get some time to try out, you know how fishing goes. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. All right, it looks like it just pretty much does same thing down there. It goes. I thought there might have been a creek or something into it, but I'm gonna go just up to these sticks right up here. You see poking out in the water, them old logs, and give it one more little gander, and then I'm gonna end off of here. Yep, that's what it does. It comes back here and dead ends in the back. And so we've been around the whole lake now. Right back there to the parking lot down that bank. I'll work my way up that, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this video and say that if nothing else, I've seen fish with my own eyes there. I've seen them in the moss while I was coming down through here along the bank. I've seen some nice crappie is what I believe it was, and bluegill, and a bunch of small ones. So if you know they're small, there's big ones. You just got to find the right spot. So I don't discount it or anything like that. I'm not giving it. I'm giving it a beautiful. Hear them geese. They're in agreement with me. A peaceful rating of 5 stars. It's very peaceful out here. A beautiful scenery. You could barely even see those 2 houses. We got some goose duck. Check them out. They're coming in. Going to those other ones we saw earlier on the bank over there. So, got the beautiful little wildlife area around here. Them ducks was up here we saw a minute ago, babe. So just a beautiful little place to come and hang out. If nothing else, to get out. I didn't look at the sign, so I can't tell you. I'll have to put a description in there. If they allowed motors in here, I don't think so. Maybe if so, it would be really small because it's a really small lake. But anyway, I don't know. I'll have to look on the sign up there, but it's really peaceful today. Quite pleasant, actually. Hope you enjoyed the little beautiful scenery out here. And we'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. Oh, before I forget, if you don't forget, hit like and subscribe. We're the wife and I, and if you share it to somebody else, if you would, or maybe ask them to subscribe, please. The reason why I'm asking is I think we're up to 191 subscribers now. We're trying to reach 500, as we're on Facebook a lot. But Facebook is always limiting us to groups because we have about 80 groups or better that we share in with our ministry and stuff that we do for the Lord. And we like to try to, Facebook has made it now to where I can't download my videos. It'll keep them, and they want to delete them after 30 days, as you know. And so then after that, I can't, some weird feature has popped up where on my phone after I do the video, it will not allow me to download it right then. I got to wait. And then once my video comes up to me, as the days go by for a whole 30 days, then it'll tell me and give me a notification, your video is being deleted, download, and then I can download it at that time. I don't know why the feature won't allow me to do it when I've actually shared it, but anyway, and so then I can download them then, and I figured out how to put them on my YouTube again. So I'm going to continue to do that, but our goal is so we can go live on YouTube with some certain things. I can do 3-minute lives and 15-second lives, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of leeway if the Lord had something he wanted us to share for this or that, or whatever adventure, we could go live on there. But God bless you all, and I hope please like and subscribe, and ask some others if you feel to send them our way. We love the Lord, and he's always first in our life, and just like to share his beautiful things out here, other than what is out there in the the world nowadays. God bless.